Hello. I wanted to post a shorter video for some pranayama, some breathing exercises, some breath work. We'll do a short sequence of just a little bit of upper body movement to kind of warm the body up, and then we'll do 2 or 3 pranayama exercises. You're welcome to do this in the morning when you wake up. It's really actually a great time to kind of wake up the spine, wake up the brain, get that oxygen moving through your body. Or, in the evening when you're starting to wind down. None of these exercises that we're going to do today are going to really wake you up. It'll just bring more balance to your brain. So let's go ahead and start just by closing down the eyelids. And just starting to notice the room you're in. Can you visualize the 4 corners of the walls around you? Noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. Noticing your own physical body, so doing a nice thorough body scan, just checking out where you might be holding some tension. You might hear my dog's little feet walking around. It's Cammy. So if you find a place that you're holding tension, for me it's generally in my neck and my shoulders, my jaw area. Just taking a moment to breathe into that area. So as you inhale, you're visualizing that this fresh air, oxygen, prana is moving into that area of tension. And as you're exhaling, you're releasing that stagnation, you're letting it go. So we'll do this for a couple moments, just noticing the tense, tight areas. And if you don't have any, wonderful, just keep that nice, fluid, full breath moving in and out of the body through the nose. Soften your shoulders, allowing the heart space to stay nice and open so we're not caving in with the shoulders. Our spine is nice and long, nice and straight, so bringing your awareness to the tip of the tailbone. Starting to inhale, moving your awareness up the spine on a nice deep full inhale all the way to the crown of the head. The crown of the head lifts towards the sky, and then as you exhale, drawing that energy, that awareness back down through the crown of the head, the back of the neck, in between the shoulder blades, all the way down to the tailbone, rooting your energy back down towards the earth. So taking a couple more really conscious breaths like that. As you inhale, you're growing length and space into the spine. And as you exhale, you're creating that stability, that foundation, that rooting back down towards the earth. Let's take one more breath like that. Let's go ahead and drop the chin down towards the chest so the back of the neck is long. Really try and soften the back of the neck. We're not forcing a stretch here. We're just letting gravity pull the weight of the head down towards the earth. The longer the exhale that you take, the more likely your body is going to start to soften and relax into the back of the neck. Maybe even feeling that stretch moving in between the shoulder blades. Again, still feeling your sit bones nice and weighted, nice and equal. Your tailbone is still drawing down towards the earth. Let's go ahead and slowly roll the right ear to the right shoulder so the left side of the neck is long. Starting just to stretch into the side of the neck here. Again, gravity is doing its job here, so you're not trying to force your ear down to the shoulder. You're just allowing it to open when it's ready. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, tilting the head slightly backwards so that stretch moves more into the front side of the neck. Soften the front of the neck, soften around the collarbone, moving out to the shoulder area, maybe even softening down to the bicep, all the way down to the fingertips. Taking another inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna roll slightly forward, just at a diagonal. So we're stretching more into the back side of the neck. Yeah, so we're not completely forward, we're not completely to the side, just tilting slightly forward. Relax in between the shoulder blades, relax the right side of your jaw. Relax your eyelids. Beautiful. Taking an inhale. And rolling back through center, moving the left ear to the left shoulder. So this time the right side of the neck, nice and long, soften the jaw. Just let the weight of the head guide you deeper into the stretch, not forcing anything. And let this feel good, right? There's no pressure to cross any finish lines here. We're just waking up the shoulders, the neck, the chest, the heart. Taking an inhale. And then gently leaning the head backwards, slightly just tilting a little bit so you start to stretch into the front side of the neck, around the collarbone, softening. Soften into the front side of that right shoulder, maybe down into the bicep. Feeling your sit bones nice and equally weighted. And this should feel really relaxing, really calming. Taking an inhale. Exhale, rolling slightly forward, moving into the back side of the neck. Sure, there's a more technical term than that, but that's what we're using today. Again, just allowing the neck to be really soft here. Relax the right side of your jaw. Relax your eyelids. Relax your tongue. Inhale. Exhale, roll forward to center, pause here. Maybe your chin at this point is sinking a little bit further down towards the chest. Really softening in between the shoulder blades, soften the back side of the neck. Take an inhale. Exhale one last time here. On your next inhale, the head lifts, the shoulders lift with the head. Squeezing the shoulders up to the earlobes, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. We'll do some shoulder circles. Inhaling, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. You're always free to close your eyes. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Let's do one more round. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale. Exhale back and down. We're going to go the opposite direction. So inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together around the spine and then up to the ears. Exhale, roll forward and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Try to keep your circles round if possible. We'll do a couple more. Inhaling back and up. Exhale forward and down. One more time. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Coming back to neutral. Maybe just moving the shoulders around a little bit. You can be gentle with the head, but maybe roll some nice little circles. Coming back to center. Straight spine, interlacing the fingers, push the palms towards the front of the room. Again, pull the belly button in so you have this nice straight spine supported by the lower belly, and then inhale, the arms come up overhead, palms facing up. Let's go ahead and squeeze the shoulders around the ears. Inhale. Exhale, pull the shoulders away from the earlobes. We're trying to keep our elbows straight. We're trying to keep the elbows right around the ears. Inhale, push the palms really tall. Exhale, pull the shoulders back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, pull it down. Bringing the right palm to the floor, to the side. Inhale, the left fingers reach up nice and tall. Exhale, leaning over to the side. We're keeping our sit bones equally weighted here, so we're not popping up to get more of a lean. How far you lean doesn't really matter. We're trying to stretch the side body, so from the hip area, up the side, through the armpit, all the way to the fingertips, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretch the fingers nice and long. Exhale, maybe bend a little bit deeper. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale it over and inhale, come up. Exhale, the left hand comes down. Inhale, the right arm comes up. Exhale over to the side. Grounding down both sit bones. Yeah. Inhale, reach the fingers up, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, stretching that nice long side body. Feeling a stretch in between the little ribs and the armpit, all the way up to the fingertips. Inhale, exhale, stretch, and inhale, coming up, coming back to our seated position. At this point, if you need to move your legs around a little bit, shake them out, whatever feels good. Maybe you want to change the way you're seated. We're going to do a couple pranayama exercises at this point. So finding a comfortable seat. Let's come back to that nice rhythmic breath that we started out with. Inhaling as the crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. And exhaling, moving that energy, that awareness back down towards the tailbone. Go ahead and bring your palm to your lower belly, maybe an inch or two below the belly button. We're going to start with some lower belly breathing. So as you inhale, trying to push that belly into the palm. And as you exhale, pulling the belly back in 2 or 3 inches below the belly button, inward and upward if possible. Inhaling, the lower portion of your torso will grow bigger. Exhale, contracting back in as you breathe the air back out. Inhaling, I like to imagine like our body's the shape of a squash where it grows big at the bottom, or one of those long balloons. Exhale as that air pushes back out. Taking a couple of these breaths on your own, just playing around. If this is new to you, it might not be the most comfortable or the easiest thing to do. So even if it's just imagining that you're growing big around the bottom portion of your torso and then contracting back in. Just even imagining is helpful. Let's take 2 more breaths into the lower belly. And then sliding the hand up to the middle of your torso, right above your stomach, right on top of your stomach. This time we're going to be trying to inhale into the mid-torso, mid-belly area. So as you inhale, maybe you feel your ribs kind of expand outward as your lungs fill up. And as you exhale, you'll feel the ribs moving back inward, the stomach pulling in. Inhaling, maybe you even feel the middle of your back expanding outward. Exhale as you're contracting back inward. Keep moving at your own pace. Again, if you don't feel any actual physical movement, just bringing awareness to the area, just the idea of that expansion and contraction is what we're going for. Sliding your hand up to the chest, the heart, the sternum. This time we'll be breathing into the top portion of our torso. So as you inhale, you might feel the chest pushing into your palm. You might feel the sternum moving outward. As you exhale, you'll feel it moving back inward. Inhaling so much air into this upper portion of the torso that maybe even your shoulders start to lift towards the ears. And then as you exhale, letting it go back down. Inhaling, maybe even feeling in between your shoulder blades expanding, maybe in under your armpits, the shoulders lift, and exhale. Letting it all back out. Let's take a few more breaths on our own here. Again, just bringing the awareness to the breath in this area is what we're really going for. And now we're going to put all 3 of these little movements together. So as you inhale, you can bring your hand to any portion or just back down to your thigh, whatever you're comfortable with today. So as you inhale, you're first moving all of that air, that energy, that awareness down into the lower belly, right? And then in the same inhale, moving it up to the middle, to the center. And then in all the same inhale, moving it all the way up to the top. And then as you exhale, you're starting from the top. You're releasing from the shoulders, the chest, and the center section, all the way down to the lower belly, pulling the belly button back in towards the spine. So try to do that a few rounds on your own. Really trying to create this almost wave of air, this wave of awareness as you're inhaling, moving up towards the top of the spine, the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, you're moving this wave of air, of breath back down towards the tailbone. we're going to add one more thing to this pranayama exercise at the top of your inhale. So you're going to still do the nice lower belly, center, top breath, but at the very, very top, you're going to hold the breath for 6 to 8 counts. Maybe bringing the focus, the awareness with the eyes closed to the third eye center, the point in between the eyebrows, kind of like you're watching a sunset over a mountain, not straining your eyes. And as you exhale, moving the air back down, holding at the bottom, so the very bottom of your exhale, holding for 4 counts. So you're inhaling, moving from the belly, the mid, the upper, all the way to the crown, holding, bringing your awareness to your Ajna chakra, your third eye center, for 6 to 8 counts, and then as you're exhaling, moving nice and slow down to the tip of the tailbone, maybe engaging your Mula Bandha as you hold for 4. Let's do this one more time on your own. After your 4 count hold, coming back to an unregulated breath still through the nostrils, just allowing your breath to move freely. Noticing if you feel any effects from our first exercise. A lot of times can bring clarity, maybe a sense of balance. If you're feeling a little lethargic, it'll likely boost your energy up to like at least a ground level. If you're feeling a little anxious, it'll likely bring you back down to that balanced level. Okay, and our second breathing exercise that we're going to do today is an alternate nostril breathing. You're going to take your right hand. I don't know if that's my right hand to you or what, but just take your right hand. Okay, we're going to stick our little peace fingers up in the air. Yeah, and then bring them together. We're going to bring the peace fingers down and all of our other fingers come up. So your thumb's sticking out, your ring finger and your pinky are all sticking out, yeah? And the peace fingers are poking downwards. What we're doing is we're closing one nostril at a time and we're moving the air in and out, switching sides, and I'll walk you through it as we move along. So let's go ahead and close the eyes down. We'll take 3 breaths without any holds just to start out. And then we'll move into our alternate nostril breathing. So let's go ahead and take an inhale through the nose. Let's exhale, side out of the mouth. Relax the shoulders. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Really soften the shoulders. Hold your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale the left side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plug both for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale the right side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left. Counting on your own, maybe increasing your count to 8, 10, 12, whatever you're comfortable with, just keeping it equal on the inhale, hold, and exhale. If you get lost, start over. It's okay. Let's do this on our own for about a minute. After you have exhaled from the left side, go ahead and bring your palm back down to the thigh. Come back to that unregulated breath, allowing your breath to move in and out of the body freely. Maybe at this point you have some sense of becoming an observer of the breath, so you're more watching the breath as it's moving in and out of the body. I encourage you to remain here for at least a few more minutes, sitting in a silent meditation, perhaps focusing on that point in between the eyebrows, perhaps counting the breath if the mind starts to wander. I'm going to close down the video because I don't need to sit in silence with you, but I really do encourage you to remain in this calm, meditative state for as long as you're able to. I appreciate anyone who's watching this. I hope that you can benefit from any of these practices. Namaste.